SmartScout might have just beat all their competition. And in this video, I'm going to give you an honest review about SmartScout and tell you about all the pros and the cons. And we're going to compare SmartScout directly to Helium 10, Jumbo Scout, and all the competition to see which is the best Amazon FBA tool. And I'm going to show you the parts of SmartScout that I use every day, the parts that I barely touch, and one tool inside SmartScout that no other competitor has. Plus, I will show you a completely free way to use SmartScout that most people don't even know about. And you can use this free method to find a $100,000 plus Amazon FBA product. And I will prove it later in this video. And I've added timestamps in the description down below. So if you're here for one specific tool, you can jump straight into that. Plus, I've left a link with my discount code in the description because I've negotiated an amazing deal with SmartScout. It's the biggest discount you can find anywhere on the internet. And I will share more about that in just a second. But instead of just telling you if SmartScout is powerful or not, I'm gonna test it. I'm gonna open it up right now, and I'm gonna try to find actual product opportunities live while I explain it. So this is what it looks like once you log in. And you can see right here, there are a lot of tools down the left side. We're going to go through all of these, and I'm gonna spend the most time on the ones that actually help you find winning products and make you money. But before I click into anything, there are two metrics every winning Amazon FBA product needs. And every single tool I'm about to show you measures one of the two. The first one is demand. You need to find products people are already searching for on Amazon. So if 500 people a month are typing your idea into the Amazon search bar, you have a market. The second metric is competition. An idea is worthless if there are competitors with thousands of reviews. You want niches where the top sellers are sitting at 3.7 or 4 stars, or ideally you want a product idea that has no competition at all. So every tool I will show you will measure either demand or competition. And the first tool is how I'd find a product if I was starting from scratch today. Most beginners do this completely backwards when looking to find a winning product. Instead of directly trying to find a product, I start by looking at the overall category, and then I niche down until I find a gap. So let's say I'm interested in the supplement space. I will click in the Subcategories tool right here and type protein into the search bar. Then I can click into a broad category like sports nutrition, whey protein powders, and right here, SmartScout gives me a dashboard for the entire category. I can see this category has more than 600 sellers and 300 brands, and it's moving around $66 million a month. Now, most people look at these numbers and they panic. They think it's way too competitive or there's no room. And they're right about one thing. You can't compete with these huge sellers with thousands of reviews. But what you want to do is find the gaps inside the broad category by diving deep into the sub niches. So let's click on search terms. And now I'm looking at every phrase people type on Amazon to find these 300 brands. Then I set the search volume at a maximum of 4,000 a month to get rid of the huge oversaturated niches, and I also sort by what's growing fastest year over year. Some interesting niches that I see immediately are raw organic protein powder and whey protein gummies, as well as high fiber drinks. Now these are smaller niches with great search volume and a lot less competition. And what you can do is click on them, go to the Amazon search results for the keyword, and check if there's room for you in that niche or whether it's crowded with big brands. So let me click into whey protein gummies, and we can see the top product here is already sitting at 4.5 stars with 130 reviews. The next seller only has 5 reviews and the next one 43. So you can clearly see this is a relatively small niche with no established sellers. You could maybe even look into their reviews, see what people are complaining about, and improve it. But I would normally look for a niche with even less competition. So after going back to the niche finder, I actually found a really interesting keyword, protein powder for coffee. This has more than 8,000 monthly searches. And if I click into it, you can see that people are selling coffee flavored protein, but no one's selling protein that actually goes into the coffee. So boom, we have a winning product that people are searching for that is growing fast, and no one is selling this product. That's a gap in the market you can easily fill out. And honestly, I might even launch this product. This is an idea you can steal if you want, but this is an amazing idea. But this is exactly the kind of product, the kind of gap in a market that I would launch myself. Now, before I get into the next tool, if you don't know me, my name is Travis. I've been selling on Amazon for over 10 years, and I've done more than $10 million in online sales across a number of different brands. I even started a business in 7 days, documented the whole thing on this YouTube channel, and made over $1 million with it. And I've helped thousands of people start their own Amazon FBA businesses. And before we get back into talking about SmartScout, if you're looking to launch a product on Amazon and you want to work with me, if you want my help, I'm offering free calls. There's a link down below. These are free coaching calls where you'll get to talk to one of my top coaches, and on the call, we will break down for you an exact plan that will make it so that you have success with Amazon over the next 6 months. On the call, we'll also talk about my mentorship program. If it's something that you're interested in, we'll share a little bit more information. I'm selecting a very small number of people to join my mentorship program and help them launch products on Amazon. I've helped thousands of people do this, and you can get your free strategy call to learn more about that by clicking the link down below and applying. Not everybody that applies will be eligible for a call because there is limited spaces available, so click the link down below and apply ASAP. And now let's get back to SmartScout and talking about that. And one of the things about SmartScout that's really interesting is one of the founders actually has been on the channel before, years ago, and he started one of the largest Amazon wholesale companies in the world. And that was one of the reasons why he realized that there was a gap in the market for this tool. And before we go any further, as much as I am a fan of SmartScout, I want to be clear, you don't need to pay money for a tool. I've had a lot of students that never purchase a tool, never use that, and still are able to have success. But for me, I always recommend validating your products through these tools. It just makes things easier. We're humans use tools, and it makes us more efficient. So we're gonna keep talking about the tools in just a second here, but I wanna break down the cost of SmartScout because I know the price is what's stopping a lot of people from signing up. And the first one is the basic. It's $29 a month, and I personally would skip it. I don't see a lot of value in this plan. You do get brand and category data, but most of the good tools are locked up. The Essentials plan is $97 a month, and that's the one I tell beginners to get because that's where the great tools and the seller data open up, which are the exact same tools I use to find my products. The business plan is $187 a month, which unlocks everything, including AdSpy, but I wouldn't recommend getting that plan yet if you are just starting. There's also an enterprise plan for big teams, but you can ignore that for now. Everyone's saying it's too expensive. I will walk you through a completely free way to start using SmartScout later in the video. But remember, every plan has a 7-day money-back guarantee. And I shouldn't be saying this, but technically, you could pull everything you need, find a 100K product idea, and cancel SmartScout before they charge you, though I'm not telling you to do that. But if you are looking to use SmartScout, I've got the hookup with SmartScout. I've got a deal for you. If you use the link in the description, it will take you to a page with my code, Travis, and you get 25% off for your first 3 months. That code applies automatically at checkout. So literally all you have to do is click the link in the description down below and sign up. And I'd recommend grabbing the free trial, stack my discount code on top of it, just in case you do want to continue with it, and follow along with me for the rest of the video. Literally, I would recommend signing up right now so you could watch the rest of this video and follow along, but that's up to you. You can always come back to this video later. Another big question you probably came here with is whether SmartScout actually beats Helium 10 and Jungle Scout. So let's settle that right now before you go any deeper so you can decide which tool is right for you. I've used all three for years, and the honest answer probably isn't what you'd guess. And just so we're clear, I generally don't care which tool you sign up for. They all have pros and cons. I just want to share my 100% unbiased opinion here. So I've added links to all the tools in the description to prove that I really don't care which one you choose. And for a long time, Helium 10 was the only tool I was really talking about here on this channel, but that's changed. Helium 10's biggest strength is that it has more tools than anything else out there. So if you want one tool that does absolutely everything, Helium 10 wins on that alone. But that's also its biggest problem because for a beginner, it can be a little bit overwhelming. You'll log in, get dozens of tools, and have no idea where to even start. Jungle Scout is pretty much the complete opposite of Helium 10 because it's the most beginner friendly of the three, clean and simple, and like I said, their free sales estimator is genuinely one of the most useful tools in the world. However, it often lacks important data or some numbers are not precise enough. Now, here's the thing about SmartScout. Out of the three, they're the ones innovating the most right now. They're launching new tools basically every month, and they're the ones leveraging the power of AI. And later in this video, I'll show you their AI tool that no other competitor has. I've actually spoken with their team, and some of the new features they've got coming are really exciting. So even though all three tools could get the job done, if I had to choose one, I'd definitely go with SmartScout. Plus, SmartScout is the only one who gives you a market view. It shows you the whole category, who owns it, how the money is split between the sellers, and what's trending inside it. That's the entire reason I started this video inside a category instead of a single keyword. Even though it's not the cheapest, it will really help you find a product people already want and build it better than the competition. And when you do that correctly, you can start making $100,000 plus a year passive income. So if you ask me, it's worth it to invest a bit more up front. Now I'm gonna walk you through every single one of the tools inside of SmartScout that actually helps you to make money. But if you're brand new and you're really looking for help with Amazon FBA, remember I am offering those free strategy calls. You can click the link down below to apply for those. But let's get back to it, because finding a gap is one thing, but being the first one to catch it is even better, because the earlier you get, the less competition you have when you launch. And that's when the search trend tool comes in. You've probably used Google Trends or exploding topics in the past. This is like that, except it only shows what people search on Amazon, which is what we care about. And it even goes back 2 full years. So you can click into the tool here and it will instantly hit you with a bunch of trending niches, their growth graph, and the numbers. You can filter by timestamp and see whether it's a steady year-round seller, a seasonal trend, or a brand new trend shooting straight up. You can even click on it, see products ranking for that keyword, and even see other related and trendy niches. And Helium 10 and Jungle Scout have done nothing like this. And this is great to start your product hunt. You can scroll through these trending niches until you find one that catches your eye, and then start diving deep into other sub niches inside of it. So now you found a phrase you like, but before you spend a single dollar on it, you need to validate it. And SmartScout has 2 tools built for exactly that. The first one is the Search Term Explorer. This tool is the equivalent of Helium 10's magnet tool. You can just give it one broad search phrase like creatine, and it gives you every related phrase people are typing into Amazon. But most importantly, it will give you the search volume, competition, and trend for every single keyword. And let's first get rid of all these unnecessary columns and just leave search volume, trend, opportunity score, CPC, and I will go over what each of these means in just a second. Then you can set a minimum search volume of 300 a month, because everything less than that is not even worth looking at. And then set for a minimum opportunity score of 900. And we do this because we're looking for an opportunity score that's at least 3 times the search volume. And the opportunity score basically tells you how great an opportunity this product is, comparing the search volume to the existing competition. Then you can order it by this score and scan for niche opportunities. Just make sure to avoid brand names. And after looking through the results, I found pre-workout for women with a search volume of 5,000 a month. And even though the opportunity score is not great after scanning through Amazon, there's literally nothing like that on the market. So you can do what these guys here did for creatine for women and do it for a pre-workout and do hundreds of thousands of dollars, because if I click on that creatine for women product and turn on the SmartScout Chrome Extension, you can see this one product did over $500,000 in the last 30 days. And that's just one product I found in 10 minutes. And this same process works in any niche. The second tool you can use to validate demand and find keywords is the RankMaker. And if you use Helium 10, it works like their Cerebro tool, just better in a couple of ways, because RankMaker takes any product already selling on Amazon and shows you every phrase it ranks for. So let me use a real product to show you this. One of my students, AJ, lost his bartending job a few years back. He was broke and he didn't have anything to support him. He found that thousands of people were searching for cocktail recipe cards, bartender flashcards, and things like that. And he created this product because no one was selling this product on Amazon, and he called it cocktail cards. In his first year on Amazon, he did over $200,000 in profit. And across Amazon and TikTok Shop, he's now passed over $1 million in sales. So to use RankMaker, you just need the product's ASIN, and you can find out what the ASIN is by grabbing it from the URL right here or down in the product details. You drop that into RankMaker, hit search, and it pulls every phrase the product wins on, plus whether each phrase is trending up or down. And if you look at this column right here, the keyword sales shows me how many sales it's making from each phrase. So I can see exactly which ones are making money. Then I go and look for smaller phrases that are still pulling sales, but have barely any competition. Keep in mind that there's going to be other smaller phrases that are also contributing to the sales. So I also look at all of those to see if there's opportunity there. And that's exactly the kind of phrase AJ built his first sales on. And before we get into the next thing, if you haven't yet, make sure to smash that like button, because this video took me weeks of research and work to complete. So smash that like button because it genuinely helps out the channel. But once you know what you want to sell, the next job is knowing who you're up against. And this is where SmartScout's data is the best. Let's start with the brands tool. SmartScout tracks over 1.5 million brands, and for each one, you can see the estimated monthly revenue, how many products they sell, how many sellers are on their listing, and around 19 other things you can filter by. So here you can filter for brands in your exact subcategory and see who you would compete against. Plus, you can even use this to find more product opportunities. You can also filter for brands with strong revenue but weak review rating. This will help you find brands winning on pure demand. You can go through their listings and see what people are complaining about, improve it, and make thousands of dollars by using this methodology. And that's exactly what Mina did with his electrolyte brand that was targeted towards MMA athletes. He started his business with $900 and has since done over $4 million in sales. Now let's go to the next tool. The sellers tool flips it around and shows you the actual sellers behind the products, their revenue, and how many brands they run. And my favorite view here is the seller map, because you can pull it up and look at people from your own city that are making money with Amazon FBA right now. So the whole thing suddenly feels a lot more achievable. You'll find some local sellers doing $12,000 a month from their garage. And that feeling is real, by the way. And one of the benefits of this tool is it'll help you to find other people in your city that are selling on Amazon, and you can message them and maybe even meet up or start an Amazon seller meetup. Though I will say that this is maybe not the most useful tool. It's kind of fun to look at. There's also a buy box map, but that one only really matters for wholesale and arbitrage sellers, which is not really what I teach on this channel. And to keep an eye on all of the sellers and competitors you just found, there's a tool barely anyone uses called segments. You build your own custom group of products, then you watch the whole little corner of the market from one single place. So once you've picked your niche, you can easily keep track of your competition. All right, so you've found your product, validated it, and tracked the competition. Now you need to build the product and the listing that beats them. And SmartScout has two tools for that. The first is the listing builder. You either point it at an existing listing or hand it 3 to 5 competitors, and it gives you every phrase they rank for, the search volume on each, and then with one click, it writes you a title, bullet points, and a description built around those phrases. Now, I want to be clear, I never just copy and paste what an AI gives to you, but as a first draft, it does a ton of the heavy lifting for you, especially if you're a beginner. But the one tool that no other competitor has is the AI scorecard. And to explain why it matters, I have to show you what's changing on Amazon right now. So Amazon built its own AI shopping assistant called Rufus, and customers ask it for product recommendations. And Amazon's AI is now reading your listing and judging how well it answers what that shopper actually needs. Amazon even published a paper laying out the exact things its AI looks for. So what SmartScout did is take that paper and create a living AI scorecard for your listing. The AI scorecard takes around 15 of those questions and runs your listing through every single one, scoring both the images and the copy. You can even paste in the top competitor in your niche, run it through, and you instantly see everything their listing is missing. Now you've got a checklist for building a listing that beats the brand that's already winning. A lot of the time, you don't even need a better product, but only a better listing than someone who got lazy. And boom, this hands you the exact blueprint. Now, the last SmartScout tool I want to talk about is AdSpy. And this is really helpful once you choose a product and plan your launch. This shows you any brand's paid ads on Amazon. So I drop in on a competitor and I can see every phrase they're paying to show up on, plus an estimate of what they're spending. That's huge before you launch because you can add it up and see what it actually costs to compete in that niche. Plus you can see what keyword converts better before you spend a single dollar. Now, I promised you at the start a free way to use SmartScout, and this is the SmartScout extension. This is free for up to 1,000 uses a month, and for a lot of you, it's going to be the piece you use the most. To use it, you're browsing Amazon like a normal shopper, you click the extension on any product page, and it drops all the data right on top. You get the page score, the BSR, the revenue, and units sold over the last 30 days, the price history, and every phrase that product ranks for. But the part I love is the built-in calculator. You write in what you can get the product made for, and it shows you your profit, your margin, and the potential revenue with every Amazon fee already taken out. So at this point, you've seen everything that SmartScout does, what it costs, and how it compares to Jungle Scout and Helium 10. So here's my honest verdict on whether it's worth it. If your goal is to find winning niche opportunities with no competition, validate these markets before you spend anything, see the categories, the brands, the sellers, and the trends all in one place, then yes, it's definitely worth it. Because the market view is something Helium 10 and Jungle Scout just can't match. Plus their AI scorecard and their trend tools don't even exist in Helium 10 or Jungle Scout. So remember, between the free extension and the free trial, you can test the entire thing completely for free. And one winning product pays for years of this tool, if not like the lifetime of this tool. But like I said, I have the hookup with SmartScout. You can click the link down below in the description or use coupon code Travis to get 25% off for your first 3 months. Now, Amazon FBA is not free. Now, there are some other things about Amazon FBA that I'd love to share with you. And as I mentioned, there is a free call that you can get with myself or someone on my team, one of my top coaches. You can click this link down below to apply for your free call. I also recently made a video about how to make your first $10,000 with Amazon FBA guaranteed. So click on that video. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.